I'm out.
Oh God, the feedback.
Okay, I screwed that one up, but anyways,
We need
good.
something for the evening next time. But anyways,
Yeah, this is what happens when we don't have AJ here. So yeah, I completely fucked that one up. But anyways, good evening, everyone. What's going on? This is episode 61 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. I am your host, the Silverax Senpai, and joining me across the table is Waluigi.
good evening. Long time no see. Well, it's been like plus 24 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
I lost track of time already.
And our guest for this evening is Dapper.Arts.
Hello.
What's up, my dude? How's it going?
It's going well.
All right. This episode of the podcast will be available on all audio hosting platforms. All you have to do is just Google South Florida Gamers Podcast, and we are pretty much available on a lot of stuff except Pandora and maybe Podbean and some other places, but we're pretty much on all the big names. So
A good percentage, I'd say.
yeah, so you definitely just look up South Florida Gamers Podcast. You'll find us there. And then, of course, video playback will be available on YouTube and Facebook later on in the week. So, recap of our previous episode, we had Dynamic Wax. Shout out to him.
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Definitely. Great guest, and can't wait to have him back on again for a future episode, hopefully with a group of people so we can talk more about just gaming. And with that being said, today is our guest, Dapper.Arts, and as our usual tradition here on the South Florida Gamers Podcast, we like to ask our guests, what is it that got them into gaming? Like, give us your gaming origin story from the very first time you've touched a controller all the way up until now. Like, give us the whole background.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a lot.
That's fine. You're in the right podcast anyways.
All right. I think the first memory I had was when I was in kindercare. And I don't know if I was like in I guess a good kindercare or not, but we had a Nintendo 64, and not just one. We had like at least 3 or 4 with like a bunch of TVs for kids under 6. Let's under kindergartners to play Nintendo 64. That's like the first thing that like popped in my mind. I was like, oh man. So I was playing like Mario Party 64. I was playing F-Zero X, Star Fox 64.
Ooh.
Yeah, they had some good games. I think there was only like maybe 6 or so, but they had popular games. So yeah, and then from there, definitely Game Boy and my GameCube. Oh man, years. I would say from probably after kinder, so probably like from 6, I would say until like maybe 12, I was nonstop playing through those like good generations of Mario Kart Double Dash, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. That was one of my favorite games I used to play with one of the neighborhood kids. So just a lot of GameCube games. So pretty much everything. And then if I was on the road, I was still probably playing video games. I would play with my Game Boy, and that was literally a lot of Pokemon Leaf Green, Fire Red.
Ooh, that's straight Nintendo bangers. I like where this is
Yeah,
going.
I know. I was just straight Mario or pretty much Pokemon was like my main games to go to. I would say there after that, I would say PlayStation 2, and that's where I kind of played. What was it? I'm trying to remember. It was either the first or the second Star Wars Battlefront. Like not like this, not this one, but like the offline mode.
The original.
Yeah, the original Battlefront.
It's got to be Star Wars Battlefront 2 because that's the most iconic one out of them all back in the PlayStation 2 era.
Agreed.
Yeah, I played that a lot. So that was a lot of fun. From there, I would say PlayStation 3, mostly playing by then, I was probably like around teenage years, so playing more, I would say playing more sports games, so NCAA, playing some Madden, NHL. Oh, yeah, definitely NHL, a lot of NHL. NHL probably like 08, pretty much, so. And then, then we go to 360, and that was Halo Reach. That was one of my favorite, probably still to this day, probably one of my favorite Halo games. Playing Halo Reach, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and then the Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty when I feel like it was. I don't want to say its peak, but I feel like what people remember the most: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3,
Yeah.
Black Ops 2. Lots of good times. I remember hours.
Yeah.
Man, if I was able to go back to those games, I want to look how many hours I played because it's probably at least over like maybe 400 hours at least.
Oh my God.
At least I nonstop every weekend Call of Duty or Halo. That was it. And then I guess just a lot of Call of Duty, Halo. I'm trying to think, lots of. Then we go to Xbox One, which is now kind of more recent. So playing a little bit more Call of Duty, but it got a little bit less. And then I'm getting more recently. So Xbox One, playing a lot of Rocket League. That's the main game I've been kind of stable on, and now I got my gaming PC.
Ooh.
But still working on it. Got to do upgrade on the graphics card, but it still runs pretty good. So yeah, definitely a lot of playing Rocket League. Grinding the ranks is so hard. So that's why I feel like that game's been very attached to me because of like how like skill based it is.
Yeah.
It's not like a Call of Duty you like pick up the controller and like, oh, I'm pretty good. This one's like you pick it up, you're gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing a lot of Rocket League, and then just going back playing like retro games again. So that's the main reason why I got the PC, so I can play Game Boy games. Do some emulators because how kind of Nintendo is nowadays.
Yeah, we've talked
Yeah,
about this before.
Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo is Nintendo when it comes to stuff like that, and they don't want to give the gamers what they want, so the gamers are gonna just take action. They're just gonna, all right, you don't want to give us what we want, then we'll just get it ourselves, and you're not gonna like how you're gonna get it because that's potential money that you could be getting, but it's like you don't want to give it to us, and then when you try to give it to them, you overcharge the hell out of it. I'm just like, yo, this is an N64 game or this is a Super Nintendo game, and you're charging retail price as if this is a Nintendo Switch game, like
And they'll say it's
$60.
remastered.
Yeah.
Remastered, redone, a different color scheme for like what, $60? $50?
Yeah.
They make it sound cheap, but it's just
Yeah, so I'm just playing like retro games. So I'm
Oh, I
back
can
playing like
understand
Pokemon Silver, playing Fire Red, like doing Nuzlocke because I'm like
oh my God. You're one of those guys.
No, I mean I guess I just kind of started it because I'm like, you know what? I'm like 24 now. I'm like I think I can beat Pokemon like with like maybe some challenges now.
Oh my God. The randomizers are amazing to look at, and the videos too.
Yeah.
So
That's where I'm at now.
Okay, so with that, so give me some games, like some top games. Like give us at least the top 3 games from each of the generations of games that you've been playing.
There's no
that
wrong
you've
answers.
played. Of course, there's no wrong answers. We're gonna start with the N64, then we're gonna move to the GameCube. You also said PS3 and Xbox 360, and then Xbox One. So give us 3 games from each of those console generations that stick, like just like
stick to me.
Yeah, that just stick to you.
Oh man. Well, Nintendo 64, there wasn't a whole lot of games we had, so I'm just gonna say I definitely remember a lot of Mario Party 64, Star Fox 64, a lot of, and I would say, yeah, probably the F-Zero X was probably the main 3.
First time I heard someone say that, actually.
Yeah.
Well, those are the games I really remember. Other than that, I don't remember a whole lot because I was
Understood.
I was at least probably like 4 or 5 and playing Nintendo 64.
Okay.
Those were probably the 3 games. And then I'm going to jump
To the GameCube.
Man, because I spent so many years. I would say probably the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. That was
Classic.
I wish I can play that game right now because I'm like, oh man, I want to because I was little, so I'm like, I probably didn't finish it. I don't remember finishing it. Also,
You know what they say? When there's a will, there's a way.
yeah.
We won't say how.
So I probably want to play that game right now since I'm older. Let's see. I played Smash Melee a lot too, because I didn't play with anyone else. I played kind of by myself. And then definitely I would say Mario Party 4 was a lot. And then I remember this favorite memory that I was always trying to beat my parents. And then one night, wait, this is a really good story. Like, so one night, they put me with the grandparents. They said like, oh, they told me this later, not when I was like little, but like, it's like, oh, like, they're gonna have like their date night, whatever. They didn't go any restaurant. They stayed home and played Mario Party 4 so they can beat me.
Oh my god.
And then I got upset because I was like really like, I don't know.
That's a
know what
layer
it was.
of petty, and I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they beat me, and I got upset because I was always skip. Because now Mario Party like you can't skip until everyone agrees.
Oh my
Before then, if one person agreed, that was it. The game started. So I would always do that. So I knew what I was doing, but they didn't know.
Wow. I like that, actually.
Yeah.
Not bad choices in games, specifically Nintendo oriented.
Yeah. Game Boy. I would say Pokemon Leaf Green Fire Red. I remember playing a lot of Yoshi Island as well, and then Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy.
I forgot about Yoshi Island existing.
Yeah, Yoshi Island. Yeah, that was a good game.
It was.
Again, I probably didn't finish it because I don't remember finishing it. And then PlayStation 2. I don't remember playing a whole lot of PlayStation 2 besides hockey, which was probably NHL 08. And then it was Battlefield 2. And then probably Madden, whatever year Madden, probably 07, 09 maybe.
Most likely.
Most likely around that time. PlayStation 3, which I kind of don't talk a whole lot because I don't remember, but probably the same games, probably Madden, hockey again, definitely a lot of hockey. That's all I remember is playing NHL. NHL probably like 11, probably by then 12 maybe. Don't really remember.
Okay.
Probably playing a lot of sports games on PlayStation 3. Xbox is gonna be really hard. So
Yeah, that's.
Or at least give us one that you can remember from the Xbox 360 era.
man, the game I played the most.
You did mention Halo Reach.
Halo Reach was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. It's like in between the mix between Halo Reach and probably Modern Warfare 3. Not probably 2, but probably Modern Warfare 3, because that's the one I just remember I played so much. I think that was the only game also I was like probably Grandmaster, besides maybe Ghosts, which was Xbox One.
Did you have a mic around those times?
I did have a
Good.
mic. I did have a mic.
That's a real question.
We love how 360 they like forced people that kind of like had mics. There was like one like session like you had to have a mic, and I was like, we need that back. I feel like
I agree. It's been too long.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Xbox One. I mean, I like Rocket League right now.
You could also mention PC titles as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything from Steam
From Steam.
or like anywhere
That's
specifically.
the issue with Steam. I mean, I just gotta get in like into PC. Like all I had when I was little was like a Mac, so I was never able.
Soul.
So I never really had really gaming unless I was like really little. And then I think when my dad had like just a regular like PC that can pretty much run any game now. Like back in the days, not like nowadays. PC need to have like so many components now.
It just struggled for its life.
Yeah, I think
not to
for
work
PC
so
is probably
lackluster.
that like pinball game.
Oh my god!
pinball
Yes,
game.
that
And
is
then
a
probably, like, the
classic.
first-
I want to download this on my PC just to have nostalgia.
and then probably maybe the first Battlefield, the Star Wars Battlefield. But I think now, so I mean, I love the Resident Evil, which I'm trying to remember. Is not Resident Evil 7, but the one, not the newest one, not Resident Evil 8, but the one before that with Resident Evil 7, I believe.
Resident Evil 7. Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
It's the before the
Biohazard.
Yeah, Biohazard. Oh man, I love that. Man, that was probably like, because I like Resident Evil, but then I played the first one, and I thought it was like, it was fun, and then I never really continued after the Resident Evil, and then I just jumped straight to 7, and I was like, oh man, like it has changed
Yeah,
a lot.
it
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I need to. I need to get it over with.
So yeah, probably Resident Evil, Rocket League, and then man, I don't even know. I play a lot of when I was on Xbox One. I play a lot of Smite, but
Ooh.
I don't know. It's like then I enjoyed it, but now looking back, I hated it. There was no. I feel like there was like no real fun unless we won that game.
It's just the mythological version of League.
Yeah.
No one wants to accept that, except for League players.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
It would.
It'd be like that.
I probably was having fun back then. Now looking back, I wasn't probably not having fun. That's why I kind of just stopped it. Like my friends continued to play it, and I was like, no, just no. Like I don't know what I'm doing at this point now. There's so many like
There.
builds and stuff. I'm
It
like,
is.
I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah, you look up like a certain build, and there's like 20 different variations, and one of them is probably the same thing, but just one item difference.
yeah, that's kind of what it was. I was like, yeah, no more.
All I played was Ymir and just blocked people, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I just don't know how to play the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think I play a lot of hunters because that was like the more. Also like with that game too, you don't play the characters you kind of like seem you like or kind of like want. You just play broken characters. That's how you win games.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not going to Google or spend time on Google just for a build
Yeah.
specifically.
Just for your mediocre character now and some broken character on the other team that's gonna like just melt you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Then you're not having fun.
So, with that being said, with your origin story, it's pretty obvious that you're more into some shooters, some sports games, and of course, some casual games like Rocket League or whatnot. Would you say like those are your favorite genres of gaming, or you have like a specific genre of games that you like?
Yeah, I think you kind of like that's kind of like the basic is mostly just maybe like action games. It's still shooter games. I'm trying to think what Rocket League is. I think it's kind of like I think that still counts as a sports game.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
it,
vehicular soccer.
yeah, it's card soccer. I love calling.
I can agree with that.
It's just card soccer. We love playing card soccer. Oh man. Yeah. Another one I forgot to mention on the PlayStation 4, but Persona, because I remember you posted the.
So the funny thing is, I didn't know that was from Persona because I
Yeah.
never played Persona.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's from Persona. It's like, oh, it's such good memories.
That's the one. That's like one of the series I had to play on my list.
The
That's
four,
it. 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Because that's what Silverback told me originally.
Yeah, I love 4. I think I played that on PlayStation Vita.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I didn't play too much of the Vita because of how hard it was to get games and how tough.
That I didn't know. I didn't know about it existing actually at that time. I've heard of it briefly, and that was it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the forgotten child almost.
Yeah, because PlayStation literally just like abandoned that thing. They stopped supporting it. Like come towards the PS4, you would think that okay, maybe they would continue supporting the PlayStation Vita with games, more software updates, more features to expand upon the functionality of the PlayStation Vita, but that was not the case.
Yeah.
It's like they just completely abandoned it, and it sucks because people would want to get the Vita, but it's just like you need to also market this thing, and I think it was very poorly marketed by PlayStation
Yeah.
and Sony to the reason why it was like, okay, we're not doing handhelds anymore. I'm like, well, the reason why you don't want to do it anymore because you're not advertising it correctly enough to grab some people who are in the Nintendo, 3DS line
Yeah.
to bring them to your platform, but you weren't doing that. I still feel like with the PlayStation Vita, it should have came out during the time when they announced and showed, and this was back at E3 like years ago, when they announced and showed the PlayStation Go. It was the one PSP where you could just slide up, and it had its own built-in battery, and it was Bluetooth as well. So you could
Is it
connect,
really?
Yeah, and you could connect your Bluetooth device to the PSP Go, where you can listen to your music with your Bluetooth device. The previous PSPs did not have that.
That's actually cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but PlayStation should have released the Vita during that time instead of the PSP Go. I'm just like, you should have done that and then heavily support it with more games and more features so that way more people can get their money's worth out of it. But they didn't. And some of the games on the PlayStation Vita, they were fun. And of course, the aspect of touching the screen for certain things that you'll do in the game, that's fun. But then at the same time, it becomes annoying. It's just we don't need the whole touchscreen functionality. I mean, with the DS lineup and the 3DS lineup, it works for them for certain games, but for PlayStation, it's just more so just people just want to just go around and do whatever. And if you don't have to use the touchscreen, don't make it a requirement to use the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm looking at this came out in at least North America, discontinued in 2011.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think, when did I get it?
I never had one except for the OG PSP.
Yeah, my dad had that, but I don't think I played it that much. I think I got the Vita probably 2014. It was probably my freshman year of high school, I think. It's when I around got it. So yeah, definitely like 2014. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I played Persona 4 Golden on that, and I like loved it. I was like, oh man. And then I'm like, and then Persona 5 on the PlayStation 4. I was like, beautiful.
Oh my God.
So,
Yes.
so and now like what they're doing now with bringing it to the PC now with Persona 3, they're bringing Persona 4, Persona 5, all on the PC. I think Xbox too. So I'm like, beautiful. I can't wait. So I'm excited for that.
The modding community is gonna have fun with those games.
Most likely.
But it's good though. It's good. Like the Persona series are really really good. I know I got into it with Persona 5 and I just like fell in love with the series. After like I would say about 30 hours in, it was just like, okay, this is getting really good because it's like you're not only playing the game, but you're also witnessing like an actual manga or an anime happening, and you're controlling the actions of your protagonist. It gives you that vibe.
Yeah, I need to get into it because I remember like CEO last year. We were just playing soundtracks from Persona. I'm like, who made this? What game is this?
Yeah,
Persona.
yeah.
Persona 5. Persona 4.
They good.
Devil May Cry. Yakuza.
They have good music too. So
Yeah.
you can't
We were
deny.
just playing straight bangers last year on the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So, with that being said, with your favorite genres, are there any games that you feel like this is always going to be my number one game of all time, regardless what game console is out there? Like, I know for me, my number one favorite game of all time, and it still holds number one, it's always going to be Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. Like, that's always going to be like my number one. So, what's your number one?
Man, that's really hard.
Makes you feel better? Mine was like Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy.
Oh, on the Game Boy? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I still have my copy that I got at a thrift store maybe 3 years ago in Tampa.
In Tampa? Wow. Man. Man, favorite game? Man.
Of all time.
Of all time. Man, I think I'm just going to go with probably Pokemon.
Because you're wearing the shirt.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing a shirt. That's it.
I mean, it
My
makes
Pikachu.
sense.
No, because I just like, when I like think,
If you said Digimon, I would have laughed. Actually.
no. Honestly, like, I didn't know Digimon exists until like when I was older.
Oh my God.
Like really, I was like, I knew like Yu-Gi-Oh because I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I had Pokemon cards, but I never
Okay.
knew about really Digimon because I don't know. But yeah, I'd probably just go with Pokemon. So that's why I
Solid
remember a
choice.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a solid
Can't go
choice.
wrong with that choice.
Can never go wrong with
Nope.
Pokemon.
It just depends on which Pokemon we're talking. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so with our next topic, what are your thoughts on the current generation of gaming?
In like the people aspect of like
No, just overall in general.
overall,
Like,
it's
Modern games, certain companies, developments, ideas. It can even be councils as well.
I was I was like more like interested of like how it's like popular now. So it's like when I like look back to when like I mentioned all these games, like probably like during that time, other kids, they didn't play video games that much. Like I
Yeah.
feel like now it's like a norm to play video games now, especially now with like Fortnite or like was it Apex,
Or Warzone.
Warzone. It's like
It's a whole list.
yeah, whatever kind of was battle royale games is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. I mean, I didn't really like Fortnite with the build.
I didn't either.
No.
I just couldn't get into it, like the whole build. Apex was a little bit better for me because I was also like first person shooter. So compared to Fortnite, which is I think now I think they just now like added first person. They're going to add first person.
Yeah,
But that was like a third person shooter, which was a little bit harder for me.
and also Fortnite does also have a game mode where there's no building, and I remember playing a couple of games with that, and I was like, I love this game mode.
I need to get into Fortnite. I feel like I just gotta buckle up and get ready.
Like once you experience like the no build mode, it's just like you don't want to go back to building again. I understand the building is the meta of Fortnite, like I understand that, but it's just annoying when you shoot someone for a couple of times and then they just build a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And it becomes annoying, and it becomes a battle, and it becomes
It's like an actual meme. It's like they're shooting, they like
The last
they
thing I
like build
just
a
wanna
tower
do
and they
is-
kind of just sit back.
Exactly. I just don't want to watch 10 minutes of someone building, and they just like no scope me by it. I just get like shot by a guy named Justin who's cracked at Fortnite or something.
it'd be like that.
I feel like someone's gonna get that reference later on.
Or at least worse is when you're fighting against someone. They build a skyscraper. Now it becomes a battle of, well, this person has the high ground over you, and now you have to raise up to their level and then try to gunfight them. Whatnot. It becomes boring. Becomes repetitive.
Definitely respect. Like they always have a little online concert, or they have something to commemorate a certain person. It's very neat, actually.
Like Ariana Grande, they had
Marshmello, Juice World, Travis Scott. Then they got rid of Travis Scott.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting like idea to have. I would like never thought of like having a concert on a video game. So it's like
I never thought about it too, actually.
so I mean, interesting for them to figure that out
Yeah.
and do it. So yeah. Also like another thing is like how, because when I play Rocket League, I look at the players. I'm like amazed. There are young kids on these teams by 13, 14 years old, and they're getting so much money, so much money just to play video games. I'm like, wow. It's like, I was like, man, if I was 13 and they had multiplayer back then, wow.
Yeah. I feel the same way. For me, when I was growing up and we didn't have like places to go to like locals or whatnot to compete in tournaments, like
Yeah,
those
there was
didn't exist.
No,
Yeah, there was nothing.
that was just an idea in your head to be like,
Yes,
oh, wouldn't that be cool to
I'm
have
glad you
that?
said
And
it.
then,
Yes.
and then they'd be like, nah.
I'm like, I've always wanted to do a gaming tournament, but like, I'm in my 20s right now doing them. It's freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah, that was something that I've always wished to happen, but it just did not exist. The only place where you would go to get games with people would just be either at school in the art room or some kind of club, or
Arcades.
if there were any arcades.
Yes, I
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
To the
like,
point where there's like an arcade cabinet, and then you and another person, you just put your quarters in, and then you're just going at it for a good couple of games or whatnot. Like that was like the closest thing for me to play against someone on a competitive level instead of just for fun. But fast forward now, I'm in my 30s, and now places like locals where you can go and compete in tournaments and things like that, whether it's fighting game tournaments or whether it's PC tournaments like Valorant, like Apex, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Smite, Dota,
Even Minecraft's.
even Minecraft.
That cringed me a little bit saying that, but
yeah, I was like flipping through the channel, and I think what was it? It was like Fox Sports like 2 or something had Minecraft on. I was like, or I forgot what channel, but it was Minecraft. I was like, this is ridiculous. It was like,
Yeah.
extremely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they were doing. There was like, I think it was actually like a house building like competition, like who can build like the best house in a certain amount of time. I think that's what it kind of was.
That's so extra.
I know. It wasn't even like a maybe like a PBV like area. It was like house building.
Yeah, but it just goes to show, how far we have come in gaming. And, back then since the internet wasn't a thing or social media wasn't a thing, gaming was very fun back then. Even though you didn't have the online, aspect of it, you had, as long as you had your friends and you knew a couple of people, they knew a couple of people, y'all get together and just have a all-day gaming event where some guys are bringing their big CRT TVs to each other's houses and whatnot. Y'all got it hooked up on so many different places around the house, and y'all just gaming for hours on end.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I would try to invite someone to school on a Saturday. Hey, you want to play some Xbox with me? Like, we would just learn Soul Calibur 4 or Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, I think I did like sleepovers. You'd be like, oh, we got the Wii set up. We're going to play Smash on like the Wii. And then we'd be playing until maybe like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or whatever time.
Damn, it hurts to have no friends sometimes when I was younger.
I mean, I feel like they're kind of the same, but like that was like, I don't know. It's like when I was like really young, like when I was on the GameCube, I maybe had like one friend that was like in my neighborhood, and that's how like I got into Godzilla Destroyed All Monsters because he had the game, and then we would like battle out because he had no one to play. So
that's cool.
It was, and then he moved, and then I was by myself again.
Pain.
And then eventually I got to know some people, and then I kind of grew with them. And then, sometimes they split apart, sometimes got together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel like with this current generation, we're missing the aspect of the offline play versus online? Because now with online coming into, being a huge factor for gaming, we kind of also lost the fact of playing offline, playing against people next to someone and whatnot.
Yeah, I do feel like we are losing that aspect of kind of like story games.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, I kind of do like a good story, like it was like Modern Warfare like 2, the story, like in like 3 Black Ops, like all those stories were like amazing. And now, like, I don't know, like now it's like
it feels lackluster.
It's
like you've seen this before.
Yeah, it's like man.
You can't predict how it's gonna end.
Yeah, I think it's now like solely multiplayer now. It's not.
Yeah.
And I know one of the Black Ops 2 was just straight multiplayer. There was no.
Oh, Black Ops 4.
4, yeah.
4. That was like just straight multiplayer.
It's like there's no story anymore.
Yeah, I was like, oh. I don't know. Like I do. Yeah, I feel like we are losing that story base. Maybe people are maybe running out of ideas of like a story. Like some people, I know, like sometimes be like, oh, someone did this already, or like, but like I feel like I don't know. Like we gotta like dig a little bit deeper and maybe try and get back into more story based games, or maybe like the role playing game or MMORPG games. Because I feel like they're kind of like slowly like trickling down a little bit.
They're
or at least if they're coming out,
away.
that it's mainly multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Like call it like I can't even say Call of Duty because Call of Duty is also like slowly dying too.
Yeah, no way. How do you feel about games that like we've played in the past but become remastered or renewed or remodeled?
I mean, I don't know, because I enjoy it because I'm like, oh wow, it's like now I can play it. It's easy access, like the Nintendo Switch had it, like the Mario 64. So I bought that.
Oh, I did too, actually. I never got a chance to play it though.
I did play it, and I was like, oh man, this is great. But then I was like, it's exactly the same. It's like, besides like maybe it's on the new system. It's maybe I can't really tell if it's really better or not.
Like slightly textured, but
slightly
it's just
textured, better. But like
the 25th anniversary, I think was what it was.
Yeah, 25th anniversary. It was fun playing it because I'm like, oh man, because I never got to finish Mario 64, so I'm like, now I can finish it.
Yeah.
Or like Mario Sunshine. That was one of the games I couldn't finish as a kid. Now I'm old enough, I can finish the game. And so yeah, like I don't know. It's like I don't mind it too much, but then again, it's also that game was $60 too
Yeah.
for remastered.
A 3-for-1 is what it felt like.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like kind of iffy about it. It's like, yes, so for easy access, but then no, because of how they're pricing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like, yay, but like, oh, no.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Feels like everything's about the money nowadays.
Yeah.
All right. So our next topic is, what does gaming mean to you?
Man, relaxation. Besides when I play Rocket League, then it's competitive for fun, or yelling at my TV, about to throw my controller at the
The
wall.
classic feelings.
Yeah, but usually when just having fun with friends, eating like that's what the one thing I do like about online is when you do meet people online, it's like it's almost your friends rather than So then like when people are like, oh, like you should have like friends come over, I'm like, oh, they're kind of all online. It's like that's like if I wanted friends to come over, I would tell them, hey, let's play Valorant, or let's play Rocket League, or
I can understand.
let's play I don't know something, or like let's go on Discord and then someone would play like a Nuzlocke or something along that. That would be like a hangout for me almost. But yeah, definitely like escapism, pretty much like get away from work, kind of just enjoy myself gaming, have fun, and then if I want to be competitive. So yeah, that's what it kind of means for me.
Nice.
I love that meeting.
Appreciate that. All right. And our next topic, what moment you had to be there for? Like, give us a moment in gaming that you had to be there for. I'm pretty sure you've seen previous episodes where we ask our guests this question, because everyone who is a gamer have a moment where it was you just remember this moment, and that moment just sticks with you for life. What moment in gaming you had to be there for, to witness?
Man,
It could be current, prior. It could be way back then.
I just have to say the Modern Warfare lobbies was something different back then.
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
the one thing I
I
remember
knew it.
so well. The Modern Warfare lobbies were different. You can say whatever you wanted,
Oh my god!
and
At this
there
point,
was nothing you can do.
there is nothing,
nothing.
to do except
Nothing.
mute or just don't play the game. That's just the meager simplicity of it.
In some ways, it was interesting. In some ways, it was kind of fun.
Did you do search and destroy?
Oh, lots of search and
I
destroy.
understand.
Lots of search and destroy. That was one
that's
of my
like the
favorite
real
ones.
game mode out of everything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was definitely a time you had to be there. Like nowadays with Call of Duty, it's not like that. It's so quiet. And even if you say something, you get reported. Back then, if you try to report,
Like what
they'd be like, who cares?
Yeah, like I can remember that as well, where back then there wasn't a lot of people that would do reporting unless they were just doing it out of spite.
Yeah. They were just petty.
Yeah, like they did it out of spite. They just, because they were salty, they lost. I know in fighting games they did, very few players would do that because they would just lose.
Yeah.
Or just get on the microphone and say that you're spamming or whatnot. Or when it comes to like Call of Duty, oh, you're camping too much, or oh, you just won because you're just running with shotguns or whatnot. Well, you get close.
Man, I remember that a lot.
Just get good.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like
That never gets old saying that.
you're only good because you got a sniper. Well, you just keep getting in my crosshairs. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it was a lot of camping, a lot of shotgun running around.
Flash grenades.
Flash grenades. I definitely remember in Halo Reach, I'm trying to figure out the map. There was one map where the vent, you like go in the vent and then you go up. But I remember
I think I know which one you're talking about. I'm gonna look up the maps.
it was if you play like Infected on that map, and I just remember everyone would be in that vent, and we would have like, I forgot how many people. I think maybe 20. I think it was like 20 people that can probably play, or like 12. but like all like the Spartans will huddle in that one little vent, and then they all have their shotguns. You just get rid of the infected. If you run out of bullets, you go in the back, and then everyone kind of just forts that. And then eventually, sometimes, if like the barricade like kind of breaks, too many get infected, everyone just goes up to that vent, and then you just evacuate, and then you kind of trade. Then everyone tries to like run around, and then everyone just try to go back in that vent. And that's all I remember playing Halo Reach and playing Infected. But that was a fun time playing Halo Reach.
Yeah, Halo Reach is a very, very
Plus the story too.
Yeah, the story was really good. Like that game, that game holds a special place right here for me because that, like, as much as I had a lot of fun with Halo 3 and then Halo Reach comes out, I remember players were not happy with some of the changes, but like, oh, now you have a sprint. Now you have the armor lock. And I remember people getting so pissed with the armor lock or whatnot because it was so cheesy. People would abuse it. Like, as soon as you're about to, down the person or shoot the person or kill them, armor lock. You get close, they hit you, but you're in armor lock. You bust out, you shotgun them or you shoot them, dead.
Yeah.
And I remember the amount of hate messages I would get because of that. Because it happened to me. So I was like, okay, let me try this. I was like, oh, this is easy. This is fun. It's so much fun when you use cheese tactics or cheap tactics in a game because other people have used it on you. And it's just like, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself because, one, I'm pissing people off with this. And Halo Reach was literally the game to piss off a lot of people because you had the pre-game lobby. And then, of course, once the match was over, whatever team won, you're right back out in the lobby, and then people get on the mic and they're just talking all shit.
Oh my god!
And it was a good time.
Yeah, I was saying not as bad as Modern Warfare, but
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, Halo Reach, Modern Warfare, you had to be there. I feel like that's the number one thing. Like, people like look back on, like, you had to be there.
The early days of teabagging.
Yes.
Teabagging too. Oh man.
God, we had a whole like topic on that a while back. It's still the funniest thing.
Yeah. I think another, like, besides actual gaming, but like something else I as remembered is Walmart. They had where you can play the games too.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Especially the N64 in the little corner, that little.
And yeah, you were literally like this.
The freaking dangly controller.
Yeah.
It had all these like cord protectors in case someone tried to rip it off or anything or steal it.
Like, you would break your neck just trying to play the game because they would have that TV so up high.
Yeah, because it was like on like the top of the glass.
Yeah, and then the controller was down, and then you just have to.
That's a real nostalgia trip. Hold
be
on.
like this, and I remember, parents would leave their kids there and be like,
exactly right.
My parents did the same thing.
Yeah.
Be like, you know what? Stay here. I know you like this game. Stay here. I'll just go shop around, and when we're done, I'll just come get
I
you.
think I was playing like Star Wars Battlefront or something.
Yeah, they had like whatever. I think it was like whatever game was kind of like new.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like presented. I wish they kind of like did that.
I don't think it would work nowadays. People are built different. Am I wrong, Silverback?
Yeah, I do miss now that we're on this topic. I do miss when you do go to those kiosks where they had the games. It was just like a collection of games. It was like demos of like a bunch of games. And then if you were like done with one, you could play a demo of another game and another game and another game.
Like on the disc, right?
Yeah, on the disc.
Yeah.
Like
I had a PS2 or an Xbox disc like that, actually.
I know it happened for the PS2 and the Nintendo GameCube, and the GameCube one was one of my favorites because I ended up getting to play Star Fox Assault. I ended up getting to play Legend of Zelda. I forgot. Twilight Princess, I believe. The one where Link turns into a wolf.
Yeah.
There was also Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze or whatnot when you had the bongos or whatnot. Like
the bongos.
Like, there was like a whole assortment of games, and there were just nothing but demos. And I remember just being at, I think it was either Walmart or GameStop, and you would just like play there all for hours on end because you're trying to play every single game on that demo disc.
And you don't know it's worth it.
And yeah, exactly. You want to know if it was worth it, or you wanted to experience what the game was before you buy it, or if this game interested you, you would buy it. You don't get to see that now. I mean, granted, yeah, you have betas and some demos.
It doesn't
of certain
hit right
games.
still.
But yeah, exactly. It doesn't hit right.
Yeah.
It's like constantly building like betas and such or alphas, all assorted in one disc, and it can't be changed or reviewed. It's just there.
Yeah.
I forgot about the demo disc.
Damn, I remember.
But like now that I like look at games, like I don't see any more like there's not really demos anymore. It's just like alpha or like
alphas or betas.
yeah, betas.
or closed betas for those who get the invitations.
Yeah.
and such.
Yeah.
Nerds.
But usually if it's a closed beta, like usually like you like pre-order. Usually how it, at least I like know it. It's like you probably like pre-order the game or got
Yes.
like some kind of like package and like oh you can get the closed beta.
I think there's only one closed beta I've done. It's Gears of War 3. That's it.
I remember back then it was a special thing. Like if you got access to like a closed beta or you got access to an alpha, an early version or an early build of a game. I remember it like if you got access to it, that means like yo, this was legit. Like
Yeah.
you were one of the very very few people that could get access to this game extremely early and play it for yourself. I remember those days when betas and alphas really meant something. Now it's just like it's just natural. Like you can have a beta for years now.
Cyberpunk. I'm sorry. That
Oh, no, Fortnite. Remember, Fortnite was on beta for a long time until finally the actual game was out. Granted, it was in beta for a very long time.
Yeah, I feel like also like with beta too, it's a lot of like the creators just looking for bugs. So it's kind of like instead of like like maybe like a group of people, it's like everyone.
Oh.
Like just like saying like okay, it's kind of like okay, where's the bugs? Like people were like trying to like find bugs now.
Or at least test the servers
Yeah,
to
at
see
least
if
test the
it could handle a huge influx of people.
Yeah. So I don't feel like it's like that special anymore. At least.
Yeah,
Like, that's like my approach of it. It's like
it's become very normalized now, and it's just like it's something that we expect. But it's just like I remember when it used to mean something. Like that's something you literally had to be there for when alphas and betas, and when you got a demo disc, especially back in the PS2, the PS2 GameCube era, like when you got a demo disc of a game, that meant something because you got something that a lot of people did not get. And with that demo disc, it came with a good number of games where you could play for about maybe 2 or 3 hours, and that would be it. If you wanted to experience more of the game, you would have to go out and buy the full game.
I love that classic feeling. Not just like, oh, I can download this whenever I want or just wait for a Steam sale.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy it just because of modern times, but back then that just sounds so disappointing.
Yeah.
Imagine telling your younger self that.
you're like, hey, like you can download any game you want and be probably downloaded in like 15 minutes. Like
Yeah.
how fast like
My
you have.
12-year-old head would probably blow up just because of that idea.
Man, I remember like also downloading games too. They would take hours.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes.
Like
Hours.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, like Xbox 360, like
You had to get like another memory, like either like one of those, what, a gigabyte or like 500 millibytes.
man, only 5 gigabytes. What game can I give you like almost like nowadays? Like any like strong game now, but like Call of Duty, it's like no.
Imagine getting Warzone on 360. I think would just go pop.
But so like that's also remember like games were like 5 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck happened is a real question.
Now like Call of Duty.
Warzone's like, we've been talking about this and we were right. The fact that Warzone's at least like 100 gigs.
Yeah. Like most big games are like 90 gigs or higher. So you can expect like, all right, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to delete a lot of stuff, a lot of games that I'm not going to play just to play this game. Or you could just save yourself the trouble, just buy the game on disc.
Or even worse, just get a whole storage.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
We
Eventually with the
foreshadowed this.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
I had to do that with my PS.
Because I had the original Xbox One. Like
Yeah, I did- I did
like
too.
the first one, and
the
it's
one
like
from
it's
like
old.
2016.
It's old. Like every time I turned it on, that's why I got it on PC. It was old. I had to restart it every time I turned it back on the first time because of how it
Dude,
would
mine
turn
is
on.
still kicking, and I got it pre-owned.
You got a pre-owned too.
I didn't get one when it came out.
No, so that's why I got into like saying like, okay, I'm gonna save my money and go and get a PC. Cause I'm like, I can't be doing like because it would have issues because of how
Oh my
old it
God.
was. And then I had to buy an external drive for it because it only had, I think, what was the first one? Like maybe 50 gigabytes?
500 gigs.
500, okay,
yeah.
500 gigs. And,
But it wasn't really 500 gigs. You're looking at maybe like 400 to 380 gigs that you can use.
and like now
False
games
advertising.
now was like 100. So you maybe got maybe 3-4 games and then everything else I had to put on my external hard drive because.
Yeah.
And I had a 1 terabyte, and then that broke, and I got upset because I had to redownload all my games, and then I got a 5 terabyte.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
5 terabytes.
5 terabytes. So I'm like, I can get any game I want, but then I got my PC now, so I'm all good now.
Yeah, even my PS4 Pro, which is here at the arcade, like it came with a 1 terabyte hard drive, but my previous PS4 that I had also had a 1 terabyte hard drive. I was like, nah, I'm gonna get more games, so I gotta upgrade this to a 1 terabyte because I'm just gonna get more games. And then of course I was also capturing like a lot of gameplay on top of that too, so that also adds up memory. So yeah, like memory ain't cheap, especially now. If you were to have the PS5 and the X Series X and you want to expand the internal storage, you're looking to pay over $180 for an internal SSD storage for either the PS5 or the X Series X. Like, you're gonna have to pay big money now.
I'd rather just plug in and just leave it there. I'll accept my fate at this point.
Unless you're one of those people that, like myself, that just wants to have like a whole bunch of games on one console, and you don't have to worry about changing and swapping disc. Like I know some people, they do that. Like they would just buy the console or at least a digital version of the console, upgrade the memory as big as they want, and then just download a bunch of games and not have to worry about getting up, changing the disc.
Until the licenses expire or get rid of or disappear.
Yeah, that too.
Which is what we talked about in the past.
Yeah, it's amazing where gaming has been, how far it's come from back in the early days up until now. And for those that did get to experience the offline era of gaming, it's just like, man, there was a lot of stuff that we kind of missed that we now miss. And we could say that we kind of took it for granted.
Yes, we did.
Definitely.
Because the current state of gaming now is, it's okay, but man, there's just some problems and issues, going on with the current state of gaming. But at the very least, we could think and look back on the past and be like, this is how things were, and what happened? How did we allow this to happen?
So I'm looking at the memory cards for the N64, 256 kilobytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Jesus.
nothing.
God, if you hear that, someone might be just foaming their mouth right now. Just like, if you tell it to the 90s what a terabyte is.
Yeah.
They'd just be like 1,000 gigabytes. What's a gigabyte? And then it just goes down that list.
Man, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the memory, like especially when you need it for the PlayStation 1, the PS2.
Oh yeah, I remember when we showed off our memory cards.
Yeah. I know the GameCube also needed memory cards at that time.
Yeah.
I remember and this was like a while back, like years ago, or during the N64 and PlayStation, the beef between the two and whatnot. And I remember, because I had an N64 at the time, it was like, well, at least us N64 players, we don't need memory cards for our games. And GameCube comes out and it's just like, oh yeah, we need memory cards.
Yep.
Funny how the tables have turned.
Oh, the turntables.
Yep. But it wasn't just the GameCube that needed memory cards. Even the Xbox needed. I can't say the Xbox needed memory cards because the Xbox was the one console where it had its own built-in memory. So that was the benefit, was the fact that you can actually save your games on the memory of in the Xbox. So that was the one benefit that they had. They didn't have to rely on the memory cards. So good on Microsoft for that. Oh, Fizzyam, thank you for the bits. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
Man, I still said what I said. If we tell this to anyone in the 90s, they're foaming their mouths. They'd probably just be mind blown on how much memory it takes just to fill in the same game that's remade.
This sounds like my little sauce. Like, it's like that, like, little, like, I don't even say, like, maybe like a gigabyte game. It's like that little gigabyte game. It's like, imagine, like, times that by 100 to get just one game. And you'd be like, what?
Because
Yeah.
with a 256 kilobytes for Ocarina of Time, and I'm presuming now for the Nintendo Switch, it's probably a good, like, 10 or 20 gigabytes just to fill. Actually, no, I'd say maybe, I'll be nice. I'll say 2 gigabytes for the same damn game. Not even barely remastered.
Yeah.
Half-assed textures.
Yeah, literally.
But I do enjoy the bangers in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can always appreciate games from the past, especially now that you're older, and if you're able to get it in its original state on the original console platform, by all means go for it, get it. Which is why I still have an N64. I also have a Nintendo Wii U because I understand, especially with the Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo does plan to cut off support for it. Like, if you're wanting to, like, buy games online, they're going to eventually cut the support off of that. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and cop me a Wii U.
It's like everything else.
And get some of these games that exist on the Wii U, because I know good and well it's not going to be on the Nintendo Switch online store.
Nope.
Because Nintendo is Nintendo. So I should find a way to jailbreak it. But I'll do that with another Nintendo Wii U. Like, hey, I need you to hack this.
Shit, I was going to do that with my Switch. Because I have the first model.
Yeah, that too.
You
Like,
didn't hear that from me. This is like a Nintendo slander club right now. I love it. I love it.
oh man. And coming to our next topic, and that is gaming pet peeves. I know every gamer has a pet peeve. There's something that annoys you when it comes to gaming. We want to know, what is your gaming pet peeve? And Rook's Table, thank you for the raid. Greatly appreciate that.
All right. So, pet peeve. When I was playing a little bit of Apex, and when I'm not playing with my friends, just like team leaving, that's kind of like why I kind of stopped with Apex mainly, is like that was like the biggest like pet peeve of mine, is like I maybe sometimes the team wouldn't even like follow like anyone. There was like no like leader, and of course like no coordination. That's why I'm like, man, if everyone had a mic, this would have been a little bit easier, or like, you know.
I understand your struggle.
I do respect the pinging as well, but if they don't follow the ping.
But like some people like also like abuse the ping too. Be like this way.
I'm one of those people, but I'm like, let me heal you.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. That's why I kind of like didn't like. I liked Apex, but I liked it with my friends. And then, but when my friends were online, I wanted to play Apex. And then I'm like,
did you use the looking for groups on Xbox?
Oh,
that's a nightmare.
No, I forgot Xbox really had that. I mean, yes. I used it when it first came out. But then after a while, I just kind of, do people still use that?
Surprisingly, people still use that just so you can make a party, make a group of people. I did it for Dead by Daylight. It was just a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
But I never had a chance to
I completely forgot about that.
People just type in standards. Like, we need Apex Predators in this group. I'm like, fuck out of here.
That's asking for too much now.
Apex Predators, high gold,
at that point, you might as well say, "Listen, I just need someone to carry me."
Have XP, like so many standards. It's like Tinder, but for fucking Xbox. I fucking hate it.
Like, I understand that you're not that good at the game and you need to be carried, but just come out the gate saying that, like, listen, I just need to be carried, all right? I'm not that good, but I'll do my best to support the team. I could give you ammo. I could, give you some shield
I play
cells and batteries and
I'll
whatnot.
heal your dumbass.
Yeah. I played Apex when it like was first coming out, so
Same.
I enjoyed
I
it.
think I played it for a while until after Seer. Then that's when I stopped.
I think I just played with the original. I don't think I played with any of the like additional characters.
Oh God,
That's how like
you dodged a bullet then.
good.
Silverback would say otherwise.
Yeah, I have everyone unlocked.
Apex, Sam.
I've played every season. I haven't completed every season, but majority, I would say 90% I've completed most of the seasons because
Like before we got closer to being friends, I watched his streams on how much this man would collect.
Like items.
Heirlooms, outfits, voice lines, whatever came out of that pack.
yeah, it was Apex was a very addicting game at that time for me. And I think because there wasn't any shooter to me that I felt like I wanted to invest in that time, but Apex literally became that one shooter where I'm just like, I'm having fun with this game. I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah, there was another shooter that I did like stop playing Apex for a while, and I think that was on the Division 2, which was a much better game than the very first Division. But I was playing that very heavily and just grinding that game out very heavy. And then, of course, I eventually stopped. Apex released another season, new character. All right, I'm going to drop Division, go right back to Apex, and, repeat the
I
process
like
all
bought
over
one
again.
pack and I gave up afterwards. I spent $20. That's as far as I went, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I try to spend not too much money on like packs, like Rocket League. I played Rocket League for like I think almost like a year and a half, and I haven't bought any packs from it.
I feel like AJ's gonna shoot me for this one, but I'm glad you didn't mention Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact? No, because
Good.
I honestly like as much as I like anime, it's like I actually have not played Genshin Impact. Like
Good. I haven't either.
Like I've seen people play it, I watched people play it. I'm like, it looks like fun, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like
That man is forcing us to get into it. It's the funniest thing. It's one of those gotcha games and those freemiums. It's free to play, but then you end up spending so much money getting trapped into
I
a
do
loop.
want to play it because I did download it, but I'm like I just haven't touched it.
I'm avoiding that
May the
game.
gaming gods protect your wallet. And everything else that
That
comes with
reminds me, because he was talking about shooters, but like going back to like Call of Duty, like zombies, like that's all I would play probably too was just zombies at a time, especially Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 zombies. Those were
it. Easter egg hunting.
yeah, Easter egg hunting.
As
the,
you should.
The golden spork. Gotta find a golden spork.
I want to get back into it.
That was a lot of fun. Another one is kind of like not too much, but like level grinding, and that's with a lot of like, I think like role playing games more like
Yeah.
like I don't mind level grinding, but then when it comes to like extreme like level grinding, like you have to like do too much, then I'm like, it's like this is like getting annoying.
Climb the mountain, wait for the full moon. This can only happen once. You wait 30 days. Some BS like that.
Yeah, that's like the other like one thing that kind of annoys me because what was the game I was playing? I'm like blanking on it. Man, it was like an indie game too.
Ooh.
I'm blanking on the name. I can't
If you have
remember.
an idea, I can probably try to look up some kind of plot.
Oh man, it was man.
Was it like a mech? Was it some kind of fantasy?
It was like a fantasy. It's an indie game fantasy. It was on the Xbox One. It was like $14-15. Wow. Why am I blanking on it? I like streamed it too because I was having so much fun. It was like a little girl. Oh, Chris Tales. That's what it was. I got it.
Oh.
Chris Tales.
Okay.
That's the one. Like I enjoyed it, but then like there was like sometimes like you really had to grind to like get it. So that was like the one like annoying thing. I enjoyed it, but then, when the boss was coming out, we had a level grind. Also, the other issues with that ending game was it was no real like. You can't save at any time. There's only like certain save points in that
God.
game too.
Oof.
So
That
Yeah.
bites.
So if you died in a boss and you didn't save, and also they didn't have really too much like save points near the boss too.
Jesus.
Sometimes- At certain bosses, like mid bosses, they didn't probably have certain saves points, but more the bigger bosses, there were some save points. But yeah, like level
Oh,
grinding.
this game came out last year.
Yeah, it's like pretty new. Like I got it.
Colombian Indian game, Dreams Incorporated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good game besides like the level grinding. And then like you couldn't see the enemies too. So you'd be like walking around and then it just like stop. But the issue was with that game that really annoyed me that it like you couldn't see the enemies. So if you just like walk around, it would like load and then you go into the battle. I was like, why am I loading? Why can't you just do like a transition into like that battle? That's what annoyed me the most about that game. But other than that,
Interesting.
it was fun. It was
I'm
a
looking
fun
at the
game.
plot about this too.
It's a good story. It's a
Past,
really good.
present, future,
Yeah,
and it's turn-based. I love turn-based games like the old school Final Fantasies.
yeah. It was a good game, and it's like it has like that cool art style too. It's like kind of different. It's like
It's like
it's flat.
it's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, that was like a lot of fun. But
Oh,
like
it is
again, like
Final
level
Fantasy.
grinding.
Oh shit.
There was like sometimes you had like level grind for a good like few hours.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, definitely get it. I think it's probably still on Game Pass if you have Xbox Game Pass.
Yes. I still do, sadly.
Yeah. So other than that, you have no other pet peeves?
Nothing that pisses you off.
Oh, I mean, people who are better than me. That pisses me off in Rocket League.
I know that's the realest thing we've heard in a while, actually.
Because
Do you have any pet peeves in Rocket League?
oh man, Rocket League.
Cars crashing into you and you blowing up, waiting to respawn every few seconds.
I mean, that wasn't like too much.
Or people ruining your shot? Like you got the shot and then they just come out of nowhere and just
Oh man, with Rocket League, with the more like pissing off, it was like actual like teammates pissing me off more. And then of course like because like if you played with randoms, like again, there's no communication usually. Like I would say 8 out of 10 times there's no communication. So there's no communication of like you're trying to do a pass and then people are like, oh, I wasn't there, you're not in position, so you don't score. And then maybe the other team, like they're in a party so they can talk.
Okay.
Like on Discord, so they would of course know what they're doing. They can pass. I also turned off team chat. Eventually, you got to get
Just
smart
get
and
to
turn off team
screaming.
chat. Not even like regular team chat, like the quick chat, because everyone would be like, if like the other team scores, they have the people who think the best. They're like, oh, what a save, what a save, what a save, what a save. That's all they would spam. That was the most annoying. I just turned it off. Even my own teammates would do it. That's how the game is your own teammates. If you don't,
It's
if you let in goal,
It's reasonably toxic.
what a save, what a save, what a save, what a save. That's
Cooperatively toxic is
Yeah.
what I read.
and it would even like kind of be my fault. It'd be like he go for it and it'd be like a 50 and it gets in the net and I'm like trying to like go back because it's that's why I like Rocket League, because it's like you gotta know where you're at on the field too, while also having like the skills. And that's why I really like it. It also is annoying because I'm trying to get better and it's like I can't air dribble. It's like I can do a little bit, but like you look at like some of like the big players that get big money for this, they air dribble, they like do this, like they can do it with like their eyes closed.
Like the 360 no scope.
Yeah. And they spent years. That game is, you have to play it for years to be at that level, or to be even close to that level. Like you might not even reach that level. That's a like,
What?
yeah. There's like, I know like, because I watched one of my friends play and he's been playing it for like 4 years and I think he's like just grand champ, which is, I'm trying to think of the levels. It's like, I think he's like either grand champ 2 or 3. I don't remember too much, but like there's like a whole like ranking and like that's still not pro. Like pro is like supersonic legend, which is like there's only like 100 people playing that at that level.
Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
Yeah, so I'm in diamond, so I'm like in the middle ish.
Oh.
And like even to get there, it took me months and like almost like pretty much a year to get to diamond.
It has to drive you crazy.
Yeah. It does drive me crazy. But like you can even see like the percentile of like people at that rank. So like
Really?
it's like Supersonic is like the top like 1%, and that's all the pros pretty much.
That's insane,
And
actually.
you know,
That's
like
interesting.
yeah. So yeah, that's why I kind of like Rocket League too, because of like how it's also great to watch. Even if you don't like the game, it's pretty fun to watch. And then like you try and do it, and then you can't even like fly.
I like looking at the poorly made edits.
The poor late edits.
TikTok.
Oh, the TikTok ones. Yeah, yeah. I would say probably just abusive spammers. Not even like not fighting game spammers, but like spammers of like chat, like quick save, or like what a save, or like not shot, but you missed the net. It's annoying.
Gotcha. All right. Well, with that being said, I guess we can, wrap this up and put a bow on it. And before we do that, we want to at least give some time to the chat to ask us any questions that they have. So for those that are watching and viewing on Twitch, we're going to give you guys 5 minutes. It is now 9:44. So at 9:49, we will go ahead and wrap up tonight's episode. So this is your time to ask us any questions, either myself, Waluigi, or our guest, Dapper.Arts. If there's any questions that you guys want to ask us, the floor is now yours, and we will be watching through chat. And with that being said, is there any...
Arcade Ghost.
That was random.
Yes, it was.
Since we've covered all the topics, I mean, if there's any other side topics that you guys also want to discuss or whatnot for the time being, as we're waiting for questions from the chat, floor is yours.
Let's see. I'm thinking. I mean, we have a topic for Wednesday, so I'll leave that at ease.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Guilty Gear's new characters, Bridget, but it's nothing too significant yet, unless people know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Not many interesting topics, besides a new Pokemon coming out.
There's always a new Pokemon coming out. Like, how many Pokemon are there now?
Hold on. They say it's going to be multiplayer as well, as in, like, more people can join in. I guess like a raid of some sort.
Now, that'd be interesting.
I think they took notes from Elden Ring.
That'd be interesting. Like, you and another one of your buddies, y'all go on a Pokemon adventure, 2v2 Pokemon battles. That'd be interesting.
Oh my god, you and I squaring up with people.
Maybe Pokemon Battle Royale.
Using Pokeportal. I'm interested. I pre-ordered, I think, Violet, because the guy reminds me of GigaChad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, aren't the legend Pokemon like bikes?
Motorcycles?
Yeah, like they're like bikes.
They must have took an anime reference. I'm thinking Akira, but I might be wrong completely.
And I like see them, like the person riding it, and it's like, oh my god, the characters are pretty much, you ride the legendary Pokemon pretty much like a motorcycle.
Yes, riding dirty.
I was like, okay.
I regret nothing.
That's like,
It comes out the 18th of November. It looks like it has a lot of potential, like every other Pokemon.
There's got to be at least over 700 to 800 Pokemon, and
I say they're probably going to keep it a minimum of 400.
what, in the game?
I don't know. They didn't say a number yet, but it's mostly focusing on the 9th generation. And it's considered the first open world RPG in the series.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
That really
Well,
is.
I might get it then. Like I kind of like fell off like after, I would say probably Black and White.
It says you can play up to 4 people.
Like
Oh,
together? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. That would be beautiful. Let's just have like a podcast episode in Pokemon. Or we just be a tag team. That would be the dumbest cool thing. We become the best tag team duo in Pokemon Scarlet. Like, you have probably the strongest Pokemon, and then there's just me with a friggin' Rattata-like Pokemon.
Now, it depends on what kind of Pokemon they're going to have, because there are certain generations of Pokemon that I do like, and if the game doesn't have those certain generations of Pokemon, then it's just like it's a no buy for me. Because yes, I am one of those people that like Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and Gen 4, because those were the main gens that I've actively played. Everything else I just like I don't care for. But I understand there are more and better Pokemon in further generations, but it's just like, bro, there's too much. It's too many Pokemon. Too much. But I get it, you want to expand on the universe and, make it big and make it interesting and, have different Pokemon for a lot of different things. Cool. A lot of diversity. I'm not knocking that. But my goodness, it's a lot. Like 800 plus. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with that one. I feel like I remember this Pokemon, the game that just came out recently that's on PC. I feel like it's going to come back to me eventually. Probably next episode. Maybe not.
Man, the one Pokemon game that like I remember, it wasn't even like, it was like Pokemon like XD like Darkness.
Ooh.
Oh, Gale of Darkness.
Yeah,
That's a good choice for the GameCube.
that was like that's like
They need to bring those back at least. I mean, they do. They have like Pokemon Sword and Shield and now Violet and Scarlet, but
I think we need like another one of those.
another
That would-
Pokemon Stadium. Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
It's been far too long, and the last Pokemon Stadiums that we had was Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 for the N64, and then Coliseum for the GameCube, and then it just stopped, and it's just like, why? Like, just make another Pokemon Stadium or Coliseum game, and just have like at least 5 generations, and then make each of the other generations DLC later down the road, so that way it's a full complete game.
I think the thing also like that was like because Pokemon wasn't like too much like 3D like it is now. That's why I think that's why it was kind of like really popular. Like that's why I remember like liking that Pokemon game because I'm like wow, it's pretty much like almost like 3D rather than on my Game Boy it's pretty flat.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. All right, since we do not have any questions, I guess we can wrap up this episode, put a bow on it. So that being said, Dapper.Arts, do you have any final words for tonight's episode?
Can I kind of like plug in myself?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like-
Shameless plug. Do it.
Shameless plug. All right. So yeah, I am Dapper.Arts. I'm on Instagram. Kind of what I'm doing right now is, cosplay photography. I'm enjoying going to conventions and taking photos of pretty much cosplayers. I, can do models as well, but, I'm just enjoying myself for the time being, got a new job. So I'm kind of putting photography, still putting it on the main key, but, doing it more part-time, kind of to support myself, as well as doing graphic design and other kind of motion graphics, so small animations. But yeah, definitely, if anyone you guys want to hit me up on Instagram, you live in the South Florida area, let me know.
Absolutely.
Get some good photos. Usually this is the t-shirt I wear at the cons too, so it's
Gotta
a good
respect
reference.
the drip.
Yeah.
Not a hard man to find.
No, just find me with the teal with the small Pikachus on it.
Okay, Waluigi.
Definitely great to have you, DA.
Thank you.
Definitely was not expecting you to be a Nintendo fan. This is probably the most unique
What
one.
do
of
you
the lot.
thought? What you thought I was?
Actually, I do not. We don't know like half our guests sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
it
serious.
all depends on the conversation and how it goes, and then it's like, oh, okay, now we gotta.
We have an idea.
Yeah, we have an idea of your gaming tastes and whatnot.
It's like
Yeah.
once we get your idea of console gaming, we have an idea.
Yeah.
You put me on the list, either top or way at the bottom.
What? No,
No.
no. And how we can break it down, how we can get you more inside and like break down the certain games and types of. It's definitely great to see you. Like the
Yeah.
first time I think I met you was Fort Lauderdale Con
Yeah, Fort
a
Lauderdale.
while back, and it's definitely great to have you today.
Yes, you got to know me a little bit more.
Heck yeah. That's the whole point of the podcast. We like to hear everyone's story.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Dapper.Arts, thank you so much for being on
Yeah,
this
no
podcast. Greatly appreciate it and good to have you on. We do look forward to having you on future episodes, especially with a group of people, so that way we could talk more gaming related stuff and of course gaming of course interesting gaming topics where when me and Waluigi, when we do have a group of people and we just talk about certain topics, it's a fun time and
It's slightly chaotic, but not too chaotic.
yeah, exactly. But it'll be a good time because at least everyone is going to be familiar with how we do things on the podcast. Because usually when we have people on for the very first time, they're nervous and they're just like, "Don't worry, relax."
Yeah.
You're around gamers. We're gonna talk about video games, and eventually, you shake it off and be like, "Okay, now I know what to expect or whatnot." So.
Yeah. This is what we aim for. Just typical conversations.
Yeah, because it's not about us. It's not about me and Waluigi. It's all about you because we want people to hear about you as a gamer. Like, what games does this person play, or what games is this person is into and whatnot, and what is his taste, what he likes, what he dislikes, games that he grew up with, so on and so forth. So it was great to have you on. We do look forward to having you on in future episodes. And you already know where to find him. He's on Instagram at Dapper.Arts.
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter as well earlier.
Find him there. Give him a follow and let him know that, hey, you checked him out on the South Florida Gamers podcast.
Hell yeah.
And with that being said, we would like to thank you all for watching and tuning in. We greatly appreciate everyone. Thank you for all the subscriptions, the donations, and of course the follows. Greatly appreciate it. And of course the raids. Can't forget about that as well.
Hell
the
yes.
Audio portion of this podcast will be available on any audio hosting platform that you're currently listening to. All you have to do is just look up South Florida Gamers Podcast, and we're pretty sure we're there. If not, you let me know, and I'll make sure that we're on that platform as well. And when it comes to the video playback, of course, it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook later on throughout the week. So with that being said, this has been episode 61 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. We are signing off.
Peace. Good night and God bless.